Stop everything. Close your TikTok, pause your scroll through your social media feeds. You need to see this. This is not a drill. This is reality. Picture it. The end of 2025. Every chart, every poll, every award show is at its peak frenzy. The entire K-pop world is holding its breath, waiting to see who will be crowned the winner. But in one particular corner, in the most brutal and competitive arena, where lyrics and flow are everything, a group, no, more than a group, an artist has caused a seismic shift so profound that their name now dominates. Utterly, completely. We are not talking about ordinary streaming charts. We are talking about Genius Korea, the platform considered the holy scripture for hip-hop purists and lyric lovers. Today, they have revealed their cards, and their revelation has left everyone silent, stunned, and overwhelmingly proud. Look closely. Ranks number 1, 2, and 3 on the list of top K-hip-hop songs of 2025 are all held by Felix, Han, and Stray Kids. This is not a coincidence. This is not a simple algorithmic fluke. This is a declaration, a statement echoing loudly throughout the industry. How did this happen? Who could have predicted it? And most importantly, what does this mean for the future? This is the full story behind the historic triumph of Stray Kids on the Genius Korea 2025 charts. First, let's understand the significance of Genius Korea. This is not your typical chart that merely counts streams. Far from it. Genius stands as one of the most critical panels. Here, what is elevated is lyricism, storytelling, flow, wordplay, and the cultural impact of a hip-hop track. It is where lyric experts, musicians, and the most hardcore fans gather to break down every bar, every metaphor, every hidden meaning. To earn praise here means you are artistically recognized. Your name is etched into the annals of Korean hip-hop history. When the year-end chart announcement went live, social media timelines exploded. It wasn't just stays. Every K-pop fandom and hip-hop enthusiast was staring in disbelief. Typically, this chart is dominated by established pure hip-hop rappers or legendary collaborations. But 2025 was a different story. At the very summit, shining with undeniable force, was a deceptively simple yet powerful title, Unfair. And next to it, a name that bridges two worlds, Felix. Yes, Felix of Stray Kids. Felix, with his iconic bass voice, often called his vocal color, had been holding an ace up his sleeve all along, a shaking, formidable rap and songwriting prowess. Let's break down the champion. Unfair. The title alone sparks curiosity. This solo track by Felix is reported to be deeply personal, a raw, emotional outburst. It is not a cheerful or upbeat EDM song, but a musical journey that is dark, intense, and full of reflection. It is said that in this song, Felix truly opened his jacket, exploring a more aggressive rap style and more profound lyrics. Imagine that earth-rumbling bass voice paired with a minimalistic yet piercing trap beat. It is a lethal combination. Many netizens and critics say Unfair represents the Felix 2.0 moment, no longer just the owner of a memorable deep voice, but an artist and a storyteller. The lyrics are strongly believed to narrate the struggles behind the spotlight, feelings of unfairness, or the pressure to constantly evolve. This is a side of Felix we might rarely see in title tracks, but one that has always existed in his mixtapes and solo works. And Genius Korea, with all its high standards, chose it as the best. This is an extraordinary acknowledgement. It proves that an idol can transcend labels and be valued purely for musical quality. Visual king? Yes. Dance king? Absolutely. But now, add a new title, #1 K-hip-hop song of the year. It gives you chills. But wait, the shock does not stop there. Look at the #2 spot. Truman, Stray Kids, Han, Felix. This is no accident. This is a duo dynasty. Han and Felix, two of the main rappers of Three Racha, combined their powers in a track with a philosophical title alone. Truman references The Truman Show, a metaphor about life under surveillance, reality versus illusion. The context is profound. The lyrics are undoubtedly a masterpiece of complex storytelling. Han, the lyrical genius, with a flow like water yet full of surprises, paired with Felix, who brings emotional gravity through his voice. It is a perfect combination. This chart position proves that internal Stray Kids collaborations are no joke in terms of quality. They can compete at the highest levels of hip-hop, just the two of them. This is a tribute to Three Racha as the creative heart of Stray Kids. The names J1, Han, and Felix must now be spoken with respect in Korean producer and rapper circles. To complete the perfect sweep, in third place, we have Walkin' on Water by Stray Kids as a full group. This track was likely a title track or major B-side from their 2025 album. The title itself is epic. Walking on water, a metaphor for doing the impossible, surpassing limits, achieving a miracle. And Stray Kids did it. They walked on water by occupying the top 3 spots on this prestigious chart. This demonstrates the solid strength of OT8. It's not just units or solos. The group's full work is also recognized for its high K-hip-hop quality. That means the production, arrangement, rap part distribution, and overall energy of the song are on point. Stray Kids is not just a group with energetic performances, but a group with musicality recognized even by sharp critics. The reaction was, predictably, chaotic. Social media became a sea of comments declaring this historic, legends being legends, and Three Racha world domination. Even fans from other groups tipped their hats. Many netizens said, this is what a true artist of the year looks like. Music critics also began to take notice. This is about breaking barriers. Stray Kids, often placed in the box of a K-pop group with a noise music concept, a vast oversimplification, successfully entered and dominated an entirely different arena, hip-hop lyric criticism. What does this mean? It means the influence of Stray Kids and Three Racha within the industry has reached a new level. They are not only popular among fans, but respected by peers and music analysts. This paves the way for broader recognition in the future, perhaps in hip-hop R&B categories at award shows or collaborations with legendary rappers. This is a moment for the rise of the idol rapper as a serious force, not merely an idol who can rap. So, Stays and everyone watching, how do you feel? Proud? Moved? Or have you been screaming in your room this whole time? This is a historic moment worthy of celebration, but simultaneously, it is an omen. The sky's the limit. The question now is, what do you believe is the next step for Stray Kids and Three Racha after this monumental achievement? Will Felix release an official solo album? Will Han and Felix collaborate with mainstream Korean hip-hop rappers? Or is this just the beginning of a new era of Stray Kids' dominance on prestigious charts? All those answers lie in their hands and in your comments. So let's talk. Pour out all your feelings, predictions, and hopes in the comment section below. Do not forget to like this video if you are incredibly proud of Bang Chan and all the members. Share it with every stay on your timeline so everyone knows our kids made the top 3 on Genius Korea. And most importantly, subscribe and turn on the notification bell for this channel. We will always be here to discuss the victories, achievements, and all exciting things about Stray Kids and the K-pop world. Thank you for watching. Until next time, Stray Kids everywhere, all around the world. You make Stray Kids stay. Goodbye. Let us continue this discussion by reflecting on what this specific achievement represents within the broader narrative of Stray Kids' career. This sweep of the Genius Korea chart is not an isolated victory. It is a culmination. It is the validation of a philosophy that has driven the group since their pre-debut survival show: self-producing, authenticity, and the unwavering belief in their own musical identity, which they have famously termed their own piece. For years, the discourse around self-producing idol groups often centered on the novelty of participation. Stray Kids, and particularly the producing unit 3 Racha, have consistently pushed beyond that narrative, demanding to be evaluated not just as idols who compose, but as composers and lyricists who are also idols. The Genius Career List is in many ways that evaluation. It is a peer-reviewed, critique-heavy platform where the idol tag often carries unconscious bias. To have 3 tracks, a solo, a subunit, and a full group offering occupy the pinnacle simultaneously dismantles that bias. It signals that the artistry is now the primary, undeniable focal point. The conversation shifts from Stray Kids wrote their own song to Stray Kids wrote the song of the year. Furthermore, this achievement highlights the evolving diversity within their musical portfolio. Unfair, Truman, and Walkin on Water likely represent 3 distinct shades of their hip-hop palette. Felix's solo track suggests a deep, personal, and perhaps minimalist intensity. The Han and Felix collaboration points to complex, conceptual storytelling. The full group track embodies the anthemic, unifying power they are known for. This trifecta demonstrates range. It proves their command over different facets of the genre, from introspective and raw to expansive and cinematic. It shows that their hip-hop foundation is not monolithic, but a rich, adaptable soil from which various sounds can grow. The implications for the individual members are profound. For Felix, this is a career-defining moment that recontextualizes his entire artistic persona. The member with the most instantly recognizable vocal timbre has now been officially recognized for his pen and his flow. It opens a new avenue for his future endeavors, solidifying his position as a dual-threat performer. For Han, this reinforces his status as one of K-pop's premier lyricists and rappers whose skills are compelling enough to anchor a top-tier hip-hop track. For the entire group, it serves as immense internal validation. The years of working in the studio, the endless cycles of writing and producing have been affirmed by one of the most respected lyric-focused institutions in their industry. Looking forward, this success sets a new precedent and raises the bar. It creates anticipation for their next musical chapter. Will their subsequent albums feature even more daring hip-hop explorations, knowing this language resonates so powerfully with critics and core music fans? Does it empower the other rappers and vocalists within the group to pursue more solo or unit projects with confidence? Moreover, it positions Stray Kids uniquely for cross-industry collaborations. The door is now wider for partnerships with established hip-hop artists, producers, and beatmakers who may have previously viewed the idol world as separate. This achievement bridges that gap. In the end, the Genius Korea 2025 chart is more than a list. It is a cultural moment. It is a point where critical acclaim and passionate fandom support intersect perfectly. For fans, it's the gratifying feeling of seeing the artists you believe in receive a specific type of honor that speaks directly to the heart of their craft, their words, and their music. For Stray Kids, it's a milestone that marks their transition from being successful K-pop stars to being indelible contributors to the wider landscape of Korean popular music. The question is no longer if they belong in conversations about musical excellence, but how high they will climb within them. Their walk on water, it seems, is just beginning.